This is a medieval Viking hood, and today I'll show you how to make your own. I made mine out of a wool and polyester blend, but you can make it out of almost any fabric. You can use fleece or cotton or anything you can find at your local craft store. They're very simple to make. You can sew these pretty much in an afternoon. Very quick last-minute costume or Renaissance fair accessory. You can use these in LARPs for Halloween. They're very simple to make and very versatile. Next I have to mark out my actual pattern, so about 15 inches down, I'm just going to make a small mark. You do the same on this side, so that I get a straight line that's squared off. Then line it up with both marks. Draw all the way down. I'm going to do that one more time, 15 inches from here. 15 from here. Line all the way down. Next from here, I'm going to do another 15-inch mark in the middle. And on this line, that is the complete pattern. Next, I'm just going to make a mark about 15 inches up along this line. And right there is where I'm going to stop cutting. As for all of the other lines, I'm just going to cut along them completely. And then those two pieces are going to be the both front and back of the hood. And now I'm just going to cut along that line, and I'm going to stop at that mark I made earlier. Right about there is where I want to stop, mainly because if I cut all the way through, I'd have to sew that back together, and as long as I don't sew it, or as long as I don't cut all the way through, it saves me a bit of thread and sewing time. Next, I just want to fold along this line, and this top part I'm going to sew shut. Right along there, it's going to get sewn shut to make the actual hood part. Then these front and back pieces are just going to get folded diagonally and put there. Same thing here, folded diagonally, put into the other side, and that is the basic shape of this hood. Step 1. Remove cats from your cloak and unfold your cloak. This is the shape that we just cut out, and now we're going to sew it. Now, you can hand sew this, but that'll take a really long time. So I'm going to use not the most historically accurate method. After you've removed your cats, all you need to do is spread it out like this, and this helps you visualize where one of your back panels is going to go. Fits in just like that. I'm going to pinch this up like that. I'm just going to sew along both of these lines. Like that, and like that. There is the piece we just sewed. Now I'm going to flip it out from that. I'm going to sew that corner on here, like that. So, if you did it correctly, it should look something like this. And then, if you fold that over, that makes half. So, the seams are on this side, meaning I want to fold this, or sew this piece along this seam like that, so that these seams will also be hidden when the whole thing is done. This is now our second to last stitch, so I know this kind of all looks like a jumble of nonsense, but this is that shape that we had near the beginning. We're just going to sew that right there. But we don't want this stitch sewing showing, so we're going to have to flip the whole thing inside out, like that. Now we can sew this right there. Now, keeping it inside out, this is the final stitch that we have to do. Is right along this top part. That will be the hood, or the thing that actually goes over your head. Just got to sew straight across there, which is fairly straightforward. Now that we've got this sewn up, all we have to do is turn it inside out one more time, and the entire hood is complete. And that's it. It's very simple, quick design. It's almost all squares, so not too many curved or difficult things to cut or sew. And it's pretty much one size fits all, and very comfortable, keep you warm in the winter. If you want to, you can hem over the edges if you have the time or if your fabric needs to be hemmed, but for wool and fleece you don't necessarily need to. Again, it can be a very late-minute Halloween costume. You can just toss this over pretty much any medieval-based costume you've already got for a Renaissance fair or LARP, and it goes with almost any medieval outfit.